Hey guys, Jeremy here with Simple Little Life. Welcome back to the second video in this little series of making 10 last-ditch neckers. Yesterday, we basically took this from bar of steel to what you see here. What we have to do today is we are going to make these more comfortable. Right now, everything's at a 90 degree and it just doesn't feel good. If you were to use it like this, there'd be hot spots, not what we want. We're gonna start out with a flat platen and we're just gonna knock in a hard 45 on all these edges here. Once we've done that, we'll jump to a rotary platen. If you don't know what that is, you'll find out. And we're just gonna kind of start smoothing and blending everything in, like that is the sound of smoothing and blending, making this no longer uncomfortable, but just like, it's like sleeping on a pillow or in a pillow. It makes it comfortable. Actually, we are not going to use the flat platen to knock in that 45, but rather we will use a 10-inch contact wheel for the very specific reason that it actually allows your abrasives to last longer. This is a 60, yeah, 60 is probably good. We don't need to get super crazy. Whoa. We're gonna do the insides here of the finger choil before we swap out for the rotary platen. Definitely need a smaller wheel. Come on. We'll give this wheel a try. Oh man, I should give this thing a proper cleaning one of these days. So I switched up to a finer belt and ran those through. Now, you're gonna keep this 120 grit aluminum oxide belt. We're gonna grab the rotary platen. I like this thing. So this is a rotary platen. It's basically like a serpentine belt. You can adjust the tension on it and it just gives a nice backing. So it's a little more rigid than just using a slack portion of a belt. And great for handle shaping, and particularly for these handles, I really enjoy this attachment. So what we'll do now is we'll clean up the entire outside of these blades. We've got these knives all comfied up on the outside. We've gone ahead and rounded everything over. The part we need to address now is this inside. For that, scalloped belt. This is a Klingspor 220 J-Flex. So the J-Flex has to do with the backing, and this is a very flexible backing. And you see this belt has all these scallops on it. What that allows the belt to do is comes and just blends itself right into here without cutting hard lines. It conforms to like the inside contours, and then we'll also use a little bit on the outside, but these things are absolutely amazing. And to use these, I usually just, whoop, silly thing. I do some type of a slack belt setup. Take off the rotary platen, and yeah, we're going to take off this flat platen and just put it between these two wheels. One piece of equipment I would like to invest in is another one of these that I can use dedicated for this type of setup. You are going to be amazed at how these things work if you've never seen it before. If you've seen it before, you're not going to be amazed. You'll be like, yeah, that's a scalped belt, Jer. Cool. Safety specs, respirator, and let's get into this. Hornbankus. There is not much better than a scalloped belt. Like, just for a couple quick passes, beautiful finish it leaves on there. Let me bring you in tight and I'll show what I'm talking about. So that's what we're starting with. See all those harsh lines in there? Watch this. See how that just flexes? Look at that. I like those belts. I like them a lot. You still got to give them a bit of respect because if you're a little too rough on them, they will break. But by and large, man, there's so much forgiveness in these little belts. Is that impressive? Like, just a beautiful satin finish on there. Got a couple marks right there to take out. These belts are game changers for stuff like this. Nappy do dog day. Man, that takes so much work out of it. Oh, I love it. That's what you call creamy. Like it. I like it a lot. Probably the most satisfying belts to use. If you have never used a scalloped belt, I would make a very strong recommendation to give them a try. They are the cat's meow. Meow. You can even dance while you're doing it. In fact, I think it's recommended. Oh yeah, super happy with how these are going. Oh, I tell you what, that belt, that scalloped belt is so satisfying. It's just unbelievable. So the last thing we're going to do to these before heat treat is going to be put in a Spanish notch or a sharpening choil. All right, so I've got some soft jaws in my vise. Clamp her in there like that. And I'm going to come in right about here. The only reason I use a triangular file is to give it a good start. A nice starting line. I just kind of eyeball it, make sure it's perpendicular. You can correct it a little bit here or there. And once we've got that started, we've got a groove for the round file to follow. You can take these as far as you want. I don't get too crazy with them. That is very slight, but it is enough that really helps when you're sharpening. So your edge will start right there and you don't worry about coming here. I'm going to go a little bit deeper though. I think that's pretty good right there. I'm going to go ahead and file the rest of these off camera. There's no sense boring you with a bunch of filing, but essentially that's it. We are ready for heat treat with these blades, and it's a fun process. You know, when you think about the fact we started out with a bar of steel, it almost looks like a manufactured knife. Like when you just say, oh yeah, I just cut that out from a bar of steel, it's kind of like, but how did you get that all rounded over? And having the right tools, the combination of the radius platen, not the radius, the rotary platen, and the scalloped belt really helps out a lot. So I'll go ahead and finish filing these up. I thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, and we will, I am gonna see if I can try and figure out a way to heat treat all 10 of these at one time. I don't know if it's gonna work, and I haven't sourced the parts for it yet, but it might be kind of cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers. Filing, filing, filing. I wonder. It makes me wonder why I didn't start doing that sooner.